Hi everybody, my name is Bogdan. I am a physical therapist. I have been working in the setting of home health and I am about 2 years into the career. The purpose of this video is just to give any kind of, prospective, graduates of undergrad or even potentially high school graduates, sort of a idea of how the physical therapy profession sort of stacks up right now, and hopefully after this video you get a little bit more of an idea of the profession, and specifically I want to talk about more so the economics of the profession, a little bit less in terms of the like work-life balance and the complexity of the job and such. So I'm going to be a little bit more talking about the money side, a little bit less of the actual like lifestyle, if you will. So to get into it, my general overview, my kind of high level overview of what I think about this profession in terms of a financial outlook. Now, there is a lot of negativity about this profession, especially on the internet and especially on like Reddit. If you browse some of the physical therapy subreddits, you'll quickly find that there is a pretty overwhelming amount of negativity about the profession, specifically on like the physical therapy subreddit, Reddit/physical therapy. If you look, there's just a lot of just negativity and pessimism, and just wanted to shed some light on some things about that. Now, to start, I just have open here what I think is actually a really underutilized page that that many people don't really look at or use, and it's a really valuable tool. So first of all, physical therapy salary about 100,000 a year. Now, to keep in mind, this is median pay, so obviously there's going to be lower and there's going to be higher. I think overall that this profession is a decent choice from a financial outlook if you make the right decisions. Now, one real big burden to this profession is the fact that usually there's a high level of tuition debt associated with this profession, and that's true. I think currently the average debt for a private physical therapy school is somewhere in the neighborhood of like $115,000 to $120,000. Last I checked, and again, you're seeing here the average salary is about 100,000. So it's roughly not exactly 1-to-1 debt to income, but it's close. But then again, you have to remember that the 115,000, that is just tuition. That's not including your living expenses. That's not including rent, housing, all that kind of stuff. You're going out, drinks, food. So if you include that, and you don't have parents to help, a lot of people potentially come out of physical therapy school around like 150,000 in debt. So it's just something to strongly keep in mind. If you are able to avoid going into more than about 100,000 in debt, I would say it's a reasonable financial decision. If you are looking to go to a very expensive private school, I strongly urge you to reconsider, especially if you're going to something like USC or NYU. I think USC is currently at like some insane like $210,000, and I think NYU is somewhere around like, I don't know, like 100 150, 160 or something, or maybe even 170. I don't know. And that's just for tuition. That's not including like expenses, living expenses. So do not do that. Even if USC is like your only option or it's your only school you got accepted to, I think it's actually a better choice to decline the offer, reapply next year. It's a big headache, but actually financially it might be a better choice to decline it, get into a school that's a lot cheaper, like 100,000 or under, and then work for an extra year. Just make your, do your little side hustles, do your tech gig, do, I don't know, do waitressing, bartending for, 30 bucks an hour or whatever, because you'll actually save a lot of money in the long run. Now, the salaries largely depend on really two big factors when it comes to this profession. And I'll tell you this, it's not experience and it's not all the letters and certifications and board specializations. None of that shit matters. Your experience, it matters a little bit, but not that much. All your special certs and the bullcrap you spend 100 or like 1,500 bucks for a weekend getting, they don't give a shit about that. What the two most important things that matter is number one, which setting you work in, and number two, where geographically you're located. Those are the two most important things that make up your pretty much what your salary will be. I would say that's the majority of it. So what I like to do here is on this physical therapy page, all you have to do is just type in like BLS physical therapy. You'll get to this page, state and area data, and then you click right here, physical therapists, and then you go to this page here. Now, this again, I think is probably one of the most important tools you can use. So this just kind of shows the national kind of numbers on it. You can see here that the average wage is about little under $50, which is about 100,000 a year. And you could see that in the 90th percentile, making about 60. Now I could tell you this, the difference between this and this primarily is based on location, geographically where you live, because you will never be making 60 bucks an hour in some areas of this country as a physical therapist. You won't, at least not for a long time. Maybe in like 20 years with inflation you will, but so the most important map here is this one right here. So annual mean wage of physical therapists. This map kind of breaks down kind of by counties, where kind of the highest paid PTs are. Now, something that's not really shown in this map, or it's not indicated, if you actually hover on this map, it'll actually break it down by county. As you can see here, we have this, I don't know if it's county or if it's areas, I don't know exactly how they kind of piece out, but as you can see, I hover over this area, Kansas, and it gives the percentile breakdown. Now, I wish you could kind of zoom into this map. This is like kind of like a really like poor UI design. I wish you could like zoom in, but you can literally hover over and it'll show actually specific salaries in different parts of the country. Now, you could kind of tell that there's some things to notice here. Obviously, you can see that kind of more so higher income on the coastal sort of areas. But you could see that there is decent pay also looks like in Texas. As you can see here, sort of basically the dark blue is at least like minimally the average is that 100,000. So it's the blues basically indicate the top 50%. Now, just some important, I'm going to zoom it in, try to zoom it in here a little bit. So one interesting thing here is you can kind of look. The most expensive one is here, San Jose, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara. And the reason why I know that is because it shows right here, top paying metropolitan areas for physical therapists. As you can see, right now, the hourly mean wage is about 65 bucks an hour, which is about right. That's currently kind of market averages, but it also highly depends on your setting. What I would say is if you're interested in this profession, the two highest paying settings are travel physical therapy and home health. Honestly, I don't see why any other physical therapists do any other settings. And I may be being kind of rash or a little blunt about that, but let's face it, we work because we need to make money. And I just don't see the reason why you only make half of the worth of your time when you could be making double doing a different setting. And I found this out pretty early on. I initially started working in a skilled nursing facility, and then I switched to home health, and my salary basically doubled. Not exactly, but it was close. I think I like 1.7x'd my salary. I pretty much got like a 70% salary increase. And then factor in, I recently got a raise. I'm actually about probably like 80%. So I'm really near double. And one important thing when it comes to your income and like saving for retirement, really the one of the best things you can control is your income. You can get lucky trying to play the stock market. You can get lucky trying to, find some, multi-baggers and some underpriced companies. And the investment talk is a whole other tangent. But the fact of the matter is really the biggest thing you can control is your income. So I would strongly recommend do some research depending on where you live, see what your earning potential is. And I'm going to tell you this right now, whatever you see in this map, you will land somewhere in this map. It doesn't matter how many certifications you have. It doesn't matter how many years of experience you have. If you want to get paid more, really, in physical therapy, the big things you can do is you can geographically move locations, or you can move settings within the profession. So the general takeaway of this video is see what your earning potentials are. Know that there are settings that pay more than others. Primarily, again, the top two being travel and home health. And look, kind of see where you fall, and look at the current job offers in your area, see what it's like. I would say minimally try to graduate with your physical therapy degree no worse than 1-to-1 debt to income ratio, which I'll be very honest, it's not easy to do now. As you can see, annual wage right here in Southern Colorado is about $105,000. Right off the bat, most private physical therapy schools charge more than $105,000 in tuition. So, like I'm saying, it's not easy. But if you make the right financial decisions, then physical therapy can, within limits, still be a decent career. And I'll be honest, there are some exceptions to where you can actually make significantly more than this. Now, not to kind of toot my own horn or kind of boast, but I actually roughly make double this, and it's just because of the fact that I am, number one, in a high cost of living area. Number two, I'm in a high paying setting, that being home health. So there is a lot of earning potentials in this job. It's just you have to look in the right places, and then you also have to, truthfully, you have to be in the right place. And that's, again, both setting and location, geographically, where you are in the country. Anyways, that's going to be all for this video. I hope that somebody out there got some, something out of this. If you're potentially looking to get into physical therapy as a career, I would strongly advise to do some research, see kind of where you land, and weigh out what your tuition cost and your living expenses will be compared to your earning potential. Because some people, and I've heard of some of my classmates back in when I was in physical therapy school, they were coming out with like boatloads of debt, and they were, not kind of in the best areas to be making a lot of money. So that's just something to sort of keep in mind with this profession. And again, it could still be a good profession within limits. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.